Alright, back at Emma's room again. We're going to knock out all the electrical now that the walls are painted. I'm going to replace all the outlets and covers and the switch in its cover. And then I'll probably get the new curtain rods and stuff installed. Yeah, now it's just little stuff other than I still got to paint the doors. Put the doors back on, but I can do that later. And then the floor. But we're going to get started. So I just picked up all new switches and outlets, and we'll go ahead and get started with this one since they're all broke. On to the last outlet. All right, ran into a little issue replacing the light switch for the room. So as you can see, there's no ground. Now, it's just interrupting the hot to the ceiling fan. Ground wasn't required, but current code still requires, if I'm replacing the switch, code requires me to ground the switch. So back in the box, I do have ground wires. All the neutrals are tied together, and the grounds for the power, neutral and ground coming in and then going up to the fan. Those are connected, right? And then the box is plastic, it's not metal. So if the box was metal and grounded, it would ground to the light switch. If that's not the case, I have one of those brown plastic boxes. So I'm gonna have to get an extra piece of ground wire, do a wire nut to these ground, and I'm gonna ground my new light switch. Even if it wasn't code, that is the safer way to do it. You could think, well, this doesn't draw any current, but the hot power and current that comes from the fan draws through this switch right into the breaker panel. So if my fan motor were to short up in the ceiling and start drawing a lot more current, that current would pull through these switches. And these switches are just 15 amp single pole throw switches. So it could pull more amperage through the switch than it's designed to handle. It could cause it to melt or burn. But if it's grounded to earth, the switches, that excess current from a shorting or failing fan in the ceiling would go to ground and it'd be safer. So one little extra step, but it's the right thing to do. It's code and it's safer. So I'm gonna find a piece of ground wire, some connectors, and replace the switch and hook it ground up to the new one. The light switch is in. I'll show you what I did to fix the ground. So I just went and found some Romex out in the shed, cut like a 3-inch section of ground wire off, put it on the green screw on my switch, and then the electrician that installed this, just took linemen's and twisted all the grounds up. So I unraveled one on ground and hooked the wire into a wire nut. And now my light switch is grounded, and I can go ahead and install the rest of the switch. So she's grounded now and up to code. It's safe. All right, turn the breakers back on. And I tested all the outlets with this little lamp. Oh. New outlets and covers are in. This little lamp I picked up for a room. But yeah, I think I'll wrap this video up here. Ran into a little extra work on the light switch, but all the electrical stuff is done with the room. Probably moving on from here. I still gotta do is, I noticed some paint, thin spots in the paint when I was installing the outlets, so I still gotta do some more touch-ups. So I'll knock that out and then we'll move on. So, all right, thanks for watching again. All right, bye.